2016 Mercedes S550 4MATIC sedan for about 7 months now, and it's been a pretty good ownership experience. We came from, before this, a 2014 E63 AMG S, and while they are both Mercedes, they have some very different spirits to them, very different natured cars. Where the E63 was sort of a wolf in sheep's clothing, where it was fast, and you could always tell that what you were driving was fast, even in eco mode. Even in eco mode, you know, the suspension was still a little bit stiff. This is something completely different. This car is not at all about driving fast, even though it is, you know, V8 engine, 4.7 liter bi-turbo, 449 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. And you know, when you put it in sport and you put your foot down, you get going pretty well. But that's not what this car is about. This car is about waking up in the morning, you know, at 7 a.m. and you got to go to your job as, you know, maybe you work in the hospital as a doctor, or, you know, you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and odds are, if you can afford this car, your job is probably pretty stressful. So, you know, you need something relaxing to get you to and from work every day, and this is the car to do that. You've got your 12.3 inch, dual 12.3 inch LED displays when you wake up in the morning to greet you, and then once you get in, you know, you put on your massage seats right here, which you've got for both the driver and the passenger, and you've got 6 different types of massage. As well, you've got an active workout massage, which is supposed to, you know, help strengthen and keep awake your back muscles, so that, you know, after you've been maybe on your feet all day for 10 hours, you get in the car and you want to relax, and maybe you want to make sure that, you know, you've been sitting down all day and you want to keep your back healthy, you know, you can put on this active workout massage. Also, what I like about this is that you can adjust the seats any which way you want. I mean, it's, you name it, there's, no matter what your body shape is, you can fit into these seats just fine, and you can adjust how wide you want the side bolsters to be, you can adjust how wide you want it to be around your shoulders, you can adjust how stiff you want it to be for the lumbar. I mean, you can adjust whatever you want, any which way you want. And truth be told, I actually have not even bothered to adjust it, because I think these seats are already just that comfortable. As for, you know, how it is to drive, you know, it gets decently fast, but this is a luxury car. The steering is incredibly light, the suspension is very, very smooth. It's like riding on a cloud. And you know, these windows right here, these are double pane windows. You do not hear anything from outside at all. And you know, maybe you want to listen to some music on your way to work. Well, you've got these quality Burmester sound system speakers that are just so beautiful. 13 of them in the car. It's a great quality sound system. Very clear, crisp sound comes out of them. And you know, this entire car is just covered in leather, and it's very relaxing and pleasing and elegant to the. It's so pleasing to just look at this after, you know, a long day at work, and you got to come home. You know, this is what brings you home. You know, you spend a lot of your time in the car, so you spend maybe an hour, you spend 2 hours probably a day in the car, and you want to have a good experience there. And this is a great car for that. It's a super relaxing car. You know, this is the perfect car for a long road trip, or, you know, you name it. It's such a relaxing car. But at the same time, there are some downsides. I'm only 18 years old, and so I'm not an old man. I don't like to, you know, always be driving something that's super soft and airy. Sometimes I want something stiff. That's why I liked the E63 we had so much. And so, you know, if you're younger and that's what you're looking for, you know, this may not be so much for you. You could look at, if you still want a flagship luxury car, you could look at a BMW 7 Series for the same price that's a little bit more sporty. You could also look at, for exactly the same price pretty much, you could look at an E63, which I highly recommend. You could look at an M5 and M3, you know, something like that. Or maybe you do want something similar to this that's very luxurious, and maybe you want it at a slightly better price point. I would highly recommend the new Mercedes E300, because with that car, they've basically taken the S-Class interior and they've just shrunk it down, and they give it to you for, you know, a huge, you know, $40,000 discount. It's a great value there. Of course, it's not quite an S-Class, and there is a huge difference when it comes to the experience in terms of, you know, how soft the suspension is. The engine's a big difference. This is, you know, more than 2 times the size of that engine with 2 times the power. But, you know, that's a very comparable car. And, you know, overall, I'm very, very pleased with the S-Class. It's not quite for me, but for someone who, you know, is an older gentleman maybe, or you just want something to relax and maybe you're not even that old, you got a stressful job and you like to have a relaxing commute to work, this is your car. And so that concludes the review.